Hello everyone. Today we will start our new topic, that is Fayol's principle of management. In last class we had discussed about all the techniques, all the principles, all the rules of F.W. Taylor, that is Frederick Winslow Taylor. Now we will discuss about another principles, another rules or another management specialist who is known as Henry Fayol. Here we learn about what kind of principles he had given to control the management. He focused on managers instead of workers. He gave his principles on the basis of how the managers as well as management team will impact your organization. Rather, the person, our ex-specialist who is F.W. Taylor, who deals with how to deal with the workers, how to deal with the lower staff management, but Henry Fayol deals with top level management, how they should be planned, how they should be organized. He is the only one who identified all the kind of functions of management. What are the functions? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. But Henry Fayol found out only 4 functions at that time, that was plan, organize and direct and control. Okay, he is just focused on the top management strategies, how to create a strategy, how to form a principle, how to set a standard. It all depends upon top level management as well as manager level criteria. So let's read this. Henry Fayol was a French management theorist whose theories deal with the organization of production in the context of a competitive enterprise that has to control its production cost. He deals with the competitive enterprises production cost, so that all kind of nature resources we can use to be managed in an optimum utilization of resources. He explains what amounts to managers' works and what principles should be followed in doing this work. Mark this thing. He want to know that what amounts to managers' work and what principles should be followed in doing this work, as in what kind of principles management should follow, what kind of rules and strategies managers have to follow to create policies, to create a strategy. We don't need to require right now to follow rules and principles for the workers. Now as per the Henry Fayol, we need to require follow the principles as per the management. Why management needed such principles? He observed something. He was the first to identify 4 functions of management: planning, organizing, directing and controlling. Yeah, but although he named these functions as plan for planning, organize is for organizing, command and coordinate for directing, and control is for controlling. He gave 4 functions: plan, organize, command, coordinate and control. Okay, they all named as, in further studies it will be named as planning, organizing, directing and controlling. He is generally known as father of management. Why he is known as father of management? Because he is the only one who introduced functions of management, and then he only introduced the principles based on management strategies, manager strategies and top level management strategies. Okay, then he gave 14 general principles of management. He gave us 14 principles of management, where we have to learn all these kind of principles in our exams. All kind of principles can be asked in a short note or in detail in MCQs or whatever the question they can create. They can create also on case study base also. So we have to learn all these kind of 14 principles in Fayol's principles of management. These 14 principles I had divided into 2 parts. In first part we will discuss 7 principles, and then in next part we will discuss about next 7 principles. Okay, let's begin with our part 1. As well as you need to remember all these principles by name. You had to learn them by heart, so that they can be come and you can write your answer, you can write your points, you have to learn your bullets, you need to learn about all the details, and for this I'll help you to make you learn how they can be remembered. Don't worry about that. Okay, let's begin with our very first principle, that is division of work. Yeah, what do you mean by division of work? Did you heard the word about the segregation of duties, something like that? What kind of is like? It can also be known as segregation of duties, but for our study purpose or exam purpose, we will write only division of work. It can be understood as segregation of duties. What was that? That according to Fayol, each and every each and every person and each and every work should be divided into multiple persons. A work can't be done by a single person only. Let's take an example with this, why it came to us. Okay, let's take, suppose we have an organization. Let's discuss in this Hindi so that you can feel the example. Okay, suppose ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ए के अंदर एक एम्प्लॉय था और उसके पास जो बॉसेस थे वहां पर 4 to 5 बॉसेस उसके सुपीरियर में थे. दे हैव 4 to 5 बॉसेस. ओके, नाउ ऑल बॉसेस गेव देम सम वर्क टू डू दिस वर्क, टू डू दिस वर्क, टू दिस, जैसा हमने फंक्शनल फोरमैनशिप में देखा था. ठीक है, बट यहां पर क्या हुआ, इन्होंने जब काम दिया था तो काम देने के बाद वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट उन्होंने उस पर्टिकुलर वर्कर को ये बोला कि सारा काम एक वो वर्कर नहीं करेगा. क्या होगा इस पूरे प्रोसेस में, उन्होंने ये बोला कि सपोज करो, हम एक एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. अगर आपका बैंक में अकाउंट ओपन होता है, ओके, बैंक में अगर हम अकाउंट ओपन करते हैं तो वहां का प्रोसीजरल पार्ट क्या होता है, उससे आप समझ जाएंगे कि डिवीजन ऑफ वर्क कैसे काम करता है. जब भी आप बैंक में कोई अकाउंट ओपन कराते हैं, बैंकिंग में कोई भी फैसिलिटीज या सर्विसेज यूज करने जाते हैं, तो होता क्या है, आपका वहां पर बैंक में अकाउंट खोलने के लिए आपको फॉर्म भरना पड़ता है. वो फॉर्म जाता है आपके जो भी वहां पर एम्प्लॉय है उनको जाता है, वो उस एम्प्लॉय की डिटेल्स सिस्टम में एंटर करते हैं. डिटेल्स एंटर करने के बाद अब आपका जो भी काम होगा या प्रोसेसिंग होगी, उस फॉर्म को एक्सेप्ट जो करेगा वो कोई दूसरा पर्सन होगा, सेम पर्सन उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे. मतलब जो भी वैलिडिटी जो आएगा, जो सिग्नेचर आपको करना पड़ेगा, वो आपको नेक्स्ट स्टेज पे जाके करना पड़ेगा. देर आफ्टर जो भी नेक्स्ट स्टेज पे आपका वैलिड करेगा उसको आगे केवाईसी फॉरवर्ड करना पड़ेगा. जो भी इनका सेंट्रल डिपार्टमेंट रहता है जहां पर केवाईसी बोले तो नो योर कस्टमर, आपके जो पर्सनल डिटेल्स होते हैं, आधार कार्ड, पैन कार्ड एंड ऑल द थिंग्स यू नीड टू सेंड देम. और वो पर्टिकुलर डेटाबेस कोई मेंटेन करेगा, कोई थर्ड पर्सन, उसको डेटाबेस मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा आपके सिस्टम में. तो देखा जाए तो हमने टोटली 3 जनों में एक ही काम बांटा है. मैं गया बैंक, मेरे बैंक अकाउंट खोला, उन्होंने अकाउंट जिस फॉर्म पे दिया था उसमें उन्होंने एंट्रीज करी, एंट्रीज को अप्रूवल किया किसी और पर्सन ने, उस एंट्रीज को अप्रूवल करके केवाईसी अपलोड किया किसी और पर्सन ने. जनरली हमको क्या लगता है, ये सारा काम एक ही जना करता है, बट एट द अदर हैंड इन द बैक ऑफिस ये सारा काम डिवाइडेड है अलग अलग लोगों में. व्हाई इज इट दिस रिक्वायर्ड, व्हाई डिवीजन ऑफ वर्क इज रिक्वायर्ड, व्हाई सेग्रीगेशन ऑफ ड्यूटीज इज रिक्वायर्ड? Just because to prevent your frauds, to prevent your scams, because just think like that, whenever a single person manages all the things, he is doing all the things, then there are chances he or she may be do the fraud or he or she may fool the organization. वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को बेवकूफ बना सकते हैं. बट अगर मैं अपना काम डिवाइड कर दूंगा, अलग अलग जनों में बांट दूंगा, तो उससे क्या होगा, जो भी काम जो भी पर्सन कर रहा है, whatever the work done by any person, only he or she will be liable or responsible for the accountability for his work. Okay, means only सिर्फ वही पर्सन लायबल होगा. अगर उसने कुछ भी काम किया होगा तो हम इजीली ट्रेस कर पाएंगे ये वर्क किसने किया है और किसकी गलती है. अगर सारा काम एक ही बंदे ने कर दिया तो आप कभी ट्रेस नहीं कर पाओगे कि यहाँ पर किस चीज का फॉल्ट है और किसने फ्रॉड किया है या फिर किस लेवल तक जाके आपने फ्रॉड किया है. ओके माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, सो हियर इज द कॉन्सेप्ट अबाउट डिवीजन ऑफ वर्क. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दिस. वर्क इज डिवाइडेड इनटू स्मॉल टास्क, jobs, and each one is done by a trained specialist, which leads to greater efficiency. As in our example of bank, the same work of account opening three workers or three employees had done the same job, but in different parts. First part to fill the form, second part to update the form in a system, and the third part is to update my KYC in system. According to Fayol, the intent of division of work is to produce more and better work for the same efforts. Specialization is the most efficient way to use human efforts. Now, the work should be divided in the basis of specialization. Only the person who got the work is something specialized in that field only. Like for an example, manager should be distributed his work in different departments or different heads, as in you need to do only and only deals with only sales department, you need to deal only with the purchase department, you need to deal with the only with the production department, or else you need to, or in case company producing multiple products, for example Nestle, Maggi or ITC, HUL, whatever the company we can use, or Jio, Reliance Jio is the best example. They already divided their work in different segments, different parts, so that only the person doing the work can become a specialist and give us efficient results. Okay. Next principle is all about authority and responsibilities. What do you mean by authority and responsibility? Authority is something to give you a command that what you want to do and how you can do it, as well as you are bounded with that particular limit or that particular guideline only. That is, for example, company gave you to authorize that you can give discount to any customers up to 10%. This is the authority. This is company's policy. They give authority to manager that he or she can give discounts up to maximum 10%. So after this authority, he can't give discount more than 10%, because if he gave more than 10% discount, then he will be the only responsible and liable person for the organization. What do you mean by responsibilities here? In that, responsibility seems to be the permission granted by or the answerable position of a person which is authorized or accountable to him. एज इन आपको एक अथॉरिटी दी गई थी कि आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ 10% तक का ही डिस्काउंट दे सकते हो, बट फिर भी आपने 10% से ज़्यादा का डिस्काउंट दिया. कौन रेस्पॉन्सिबल है इसके पीछे? मैनेजर इज द ओनली वन हु इज रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दिस. एज वेल एज you need to know that responsibility is also allows that what kind of authority or what kind of limits you can set. As in authority अगर 10% की है तो आपके पास ये maximum 10% है. Now you need to answer about that you can give up to 8%, 7%. Yeah, it's correct. But if you want to do for 12%, go for 12%, then you need to permission with your company or senior level managements. Okay, let's discuss. Managers are empowered with authority to give orders and obtain obedience and responsible for accomplishment of tasks for which they are granted authority. They are responsible for what? Accomplish a task for which they are granted authority. हमने जो आपको authority दी है, आप उसको काम करने में, वहाँ तक काम करने में आप liable हो, और उसी को आप answerable भी हो. अगर आप कुछ भी करते हो तो उसमें कुछ भी होता है तो उसके लिए responsible भी आप ही हो. Okay. But generally authority is divided into two types, that is official authority and personal authority. What does that mean? Official authority means authority to command that was given by an organization. Authority to command that is given by organization to managers. Here we will talk about example of 10%. What we give you example of 10% authority, 10% discount you can give to your customers. And what do you mean by personal authority? Personal authority depends on the personal capacity of the individual employee or individual manager, I can say. Personal authority, what is the difference between personal authority? Let's say company gave you discount, maximum discount of 10%, but now you are trying to give discount at least 6% or 7% only. But whenever your special friend or special person or some relative came to your office to buy a product, now you give your discount or maximize your discount from 7 to 9%. This is called your personal authority. 7 to 9% or 7 to 10%. This is called your personal authority. But you can't go beyond organizational authority. Okay, as in whatever the customer comes, you need to tell that whatever the discount you are going, you are allowed only up to the authority to command or authority given by company. You can give maximum discount up to 10%, but less than 10%, whatever the discount you are giving, this is comes under your personal authority. Clear, my friends? Now, next principle is discipline. Yeah, what do you mean by discipline? Discipline is something like that you need to follow your rules and regulations. You need to ensure that my policies are followed or not, my resources are used on time or not, as well as my rules are to be managed or followed by my team members, colleagues, managers, lower staff management or not. I need to ensure all things about that. Why manager need to ensure that there is a discipline maintained in an organization? Because if he can't maintain the discipline, then the organization will do their work in a lightly manner. They won't able to understand that our managers are strict, we don't need to complete our target on time, we got a free time, we have independency on that, so we can do our business or our production on whenever we want. But in an organization, discipline should be maintained so that your target should be achieved on effective and efficient manner as well as on time. Discipline is the obedience to organizational rules and employment agreement which are necessary for working of the organization. Is discipline necessary or optional? It is necessary for the working of organization. Like आपने अपनी कंपनी में ये बोला कि हमें ये टारगेट 10 तारीख तक कंप्लीट करना है, अगर कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ तो उसकी सैलरी में से रिडक्शन होगा, सैलरी कट होगी. अगर आपने ये चीज़ बोली है तो वर्कर्स और एम्प्लॉयज फोर्सफुली उसको 10th तक खत्म करने की कोशिश करेंगे. बट अगर आपने ये बोला कि अगर मेरा टारगेट 10th तक कंप्लीट नहीं भी हुआ तो भी कोई बात नहीं, जैसे ही आपने उनको ये चीज बोल दी कि 10th सितंबर तक 10th ऑफ एनी मंथ आपका टारगेट कंप्लीट नहीं होता है, तो आपको उस जगह पर भी यहाँ पर वो लाइटली फील करेंगे, वो फिर उस प्रोडक्ट को मेंटेन नहीं कर पाएंगे. एज वेल एज अगर आपने उनको ये बोला कि 10th की जगह अगर आप मेरे को 15th को भी दोगे ना, वो कस्टमर 16th को आएगा तब भी चलेगा. तो यहाँ पर होगा क्या, जो प्रोडक्ट आपका 10th तक बनना था वो अब कब बन जाएगा, 15th और 16th. Your employees will become lazy, your staff will become lazy, as well as no coordination will be there, as well as there will be lack of motivation is there. That's why discipline is very necessary in a organization. Okay, now next, unity of command. Yeah, this is a very good principle we need. Unity of command. What do you mean by command? That whatever the person getting or employee getting or worker getting the direction or some orders, I must say, it should be given with the single person only. That is, let's give an example. Suppose there are two organizations. Organization A and organization B. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ए में जो एम्प्लॉयज है, सपोज करो यहाँ पर जो एम्प्लॉय है, यहाँ पर एक सबऑर्डिनेट है, सुपीरियर जिसको हम बोल सकते हैं सुपीरियर 1, सुपीरियर 2 और सुपीरियर 3. Okay, 3 superiors are there in each and every organization. Now इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ए क्या होता है, जनरली 3 एम्प्लॉयज है, इनके पास भी टोटली एम्प्लॉय 1, एम्प्लॉय 2 और एम्प्लॉय 3, और इन तीनों को जो ऑर्डर्स मिल रहे हैं वो सेपरेटली सिंगल सुपीरियर से मिल रहे हैं, सुपीरियर 1, सुपीरियर 2 और सुपीरियर 3। इन तीनों को इस अकॉर्डिंग ऑर्डर्स मिल रहे हैं। नाउ इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बी देयर आर सुपीरियर 1, सुपीरियर 1, सुपीरियर 2 एंड सुपीरियर 3, और यहां पर भी 3 एम्प्लॉयज है, एम्प्लॉय 1, एम्प्लॉय 2 और एम्प्लॉय 3। बट यहां पर जो भी आपको काम करने के ऑर्डर्स दिए जा रहे हैं वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ इनके खुद के सीनियर से नहीं दिए जा रहे, बल्कि सारे सीनियर एक दूसरे के एम्प्लॉयज को ऑर्डर पास कर रहे हैं। लाइक सीनियर 1 एम्प्लॉय 1 को भी दे रहा है, एम्प्लॉय 2 को भी दे रहा है और एम्प्लॉय 3 को भी दे रहा है। जस्ट लाइक दैट सीनियर 2 एम्प्लॉय 1 को भी ऑर्डर्स पास कर रहा है, एम्प्लॉय 2 को भी कर रहा है और एम्प्लॉय 3 को भी कर रहा है। एंड इन द सेम मैनर सीनियर 3 orders to employee 1, employee 2 and employee 3 also। अब यहां पर क्या होगा, दोनों ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में अगर हम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ए की बात करें तो यहां पर अपना एम्प्लॉय, जो भी आपका एम्प्लॉय है, वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ आंसरेबल है किसको, सुपीरियर 1, सीनियर 1 को ही आंसरेबल है कि मैंने ये काम कैसे कैसे किया है। उसको सिर्फ सीनियर 1 को बताना है कि मैंने ये काम कैसे कैसे किया है, उसको और किसी को बताने की जरूरत नहीं है। बट इन केस ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बी यहां पर क्या होगा, सीनियर 1 अगर ऑर्डर दे रहा है वो एम्प्लॉय 1 को भी दे रहा है, 2 को भी दे रहा है, 3 को भी दे रहा है, और एम्प्लॉय 1 को अपने काम का आंसरेबल, अपनी रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी तीनों सीनियर्स को बतानी पड़ेगी। ही नीड टू आंसर विद ऑल द सीनियर्स, ऑल द सुपीरियर्स। सो इन केस ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बी the workers or employees get confused that what work should be done at first, as well as whom to be responsible and whom to be answered at very first manner. Okay my dear friends, let's understand this concept again. Unity of command. There should be only one boss for every individual, only one boss for every individual. That is, they are talking about senior 1 for employee 1, senior 2 for employee 2 and senior 3 for employee 3. If an employee gets orders from two superiors at the same time, the principle of unity of command is violated. एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं, लेट्स टेक एन एग्जाम्पल। सपोज हमको घर में ही ये चीज़ हमको देखने को मिल जाती है। सपोज अगर घर में हमको हमारी मदर, हमारी मम्मी बोलती है कि आपको ये सामान लेके आना है, और हमारे फादर बोलते हैं कि इनमें से ये सामान मत लाना, ये कुछ काम के नहीं है, ये हम बाद में कभी ले आएंगे या अभी नहीं चाहिए। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू नीड टू बाय अ जनरल स्टोर प्रोडक्ट्स and your mother tells you that you need to bring these kind of list, this is the list you need to follow, you need to buy all this list. But in case of father's discussion, father told you that you don't need to buy all these kind of stuff, you need to buy only the important ones or the priority ones. अब आप कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे कि आपको करना क्या है, जो मम्मी ने बोला वो लेके आना है या फिर जो पापा ने बोला वो लेके आना है, क्या करूं मैं। तो यहां पर क्या हुआ, मैं कंफ्यूज हो गया कि मुझे बात किसकी माननी है। Same thing happens with an organization, that is which senior I need to follow or whom decisions or whom rules and regulations I need to follow. Every employee will be get the confusion here. So that's why Mr. Fayol told that if in case of company's organization structure, we need to manage an unity of command so that a single order should be passed with the with the single individual employee, as well as he should be answerable to the single senior only, single boss only. Clear my friends? Next, for example, suppose a salesperson is asked to clinch a deal with the buyer and is allowed to give 10% discount, but the marketing manager but finance department ask him not to offer more than 5% discount. Yeah, you are dealing as in discount person, you are dealing with a marketing team gives you a permission authorized to give you 10% discount, but finance department asks you to give you maximum 5% discount. Now you are confused, how much discount I can give. So there should be a unity of command. Next is unity of direction. Okay, what is the unity of direction? Here we means unity of direction is simply that how you direct your work or how you give your directions to your subordinates, to your employees, how you will do the discussion about what kind of roles, what kind of activities should be performed. Each group of activities having the same objective, they must have one head and one plan. What's its objective? One head and one plan. This ensures unity of action and coordination. Like you need to give directions, you need to divide your production into different segments, different divisions. Now whenever you divide your sectors in divisions or segments, then you need to distribute all the work or to manage all the work in a particular segment. For example, if a company is manufacturing motorcycles as well as cars, then it should have two separate divisions for both of them. अगर हम बाइक्स और कार्स एक ही शॉप पे एक ही बिजनेस में बना रहे हैं तो हमें कम से कम उनको डिफरेंट सेक्टर में, डिफरेंट सेगमेंट में डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा, सो दैट एक जना वो हो जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ बाइक की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, बाइक के प्रोडक्शन, बाइक के कॉस्ट, बाइक की रिसोर्सेज वगैरह को मैनेज कर सके, और दूसरा वो हो जो आपकी गाड़ियों की मैनेजमेंट, मेंटेनेंस वगैरह को फोकस मैनेज कर सके. तो यू नीड टू डायरेक्ट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ सेगमेंट, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ बिजनेस यू आर डीलिंग, यू नीड टू डायरेक्ट इन डिफरेंट सेगमेंट्स और डिफरेंट पार्ट्स. ओके माय फ्रेंड्स, थैंक यू.